Live it, breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce. What's happening?
What is happening, Doma? We're back for another week on the podcast. 101. We've raised the bat. We're kicking on. Big week in sport. A few big events transpired. If you've been following us on TikTok, you would have got some of our thoughts over the events over the last week. So if you're not, make sure you go hit up the link in our description and follow our TikTok, giving our quick thoughts on there. We leave it exclusively to TikTok. Don't try and keep the content separate to what we post on our IG.
Diversification.
100%. But Doma, yourself, how have you been, sir?
I'm good. Can't complain. Lots happening in the sports world. A lot of stuff brewing in the card world that hopefully we can bring to the fans in the next couple of weeks. So there's a bit happening there. Yeah, it's been good.
Just
2
like
games into the NBA Finals.
Brewed up down at the Melbourne Demons. I don't know if you've caught that news.
Oh, yeah.
A bit
Stephen
of
May and Jakey, the boxer Melksham.
We know big Jakey Melksham likes to throw them. So interesting news coming out of the D's. Are they a rabble? Are they a team in disarray? 2 losses on the trot. And they
even at Freo Sauce, I don't know if you saw that, but Frederick, he got suspended by the club because on a short week he was caught drinking on a short week as well. So he's been banned, and they're just losing the plot. Nat Fyfe actually debuted for the Rezzies.
Yeah, I seen that. That was pretty funny.
It was fucking funny. Our debutant, Nat Fyfe. Very funny. It's been a big week. We had Kambosos fight against Haney this week. A lot happening. 2 games in the NBA, as I mentioned. This week we've got an F1 race coming up. By round 2 for the AFL. There was a UFC card during the week. We've got one of the biggest cards ever being listed on Golden Thursday, I think it is. In the Lebron triple Logoman. We'll get to that a bit later. But lots happening. Lots of good stuff. Great to have you in, James. We are well. Glad to have you here. Adam's here from the start, like a curried egg fart.
And he started early. He started
early. We've got another hour and a half of that. So stay tuned, ladies and gents. All right, so let's get into the NBA Finals. Game 1, what was close up to halftime, and then we thought, Golden State had got it here. I got up, walked away to talk to some people for 10 minutes, came back and sat in front of my desk, and they were pretty much getting blown out. So we'll start with Game 1, which the Celtics took and started off the series on a heater. So your thoughts on this?
I mean, spanner into the works. Game 1, Boston came out. They didn't give up, throughout that game. They could have easily sort of got blown out in the end as it was getting away from in that third quarter. Jaylen Brown came out in the fourth, absolutely on fire, kept them in the game. Tatum wasn't having a great game, but credit to him, he did a lot of other things to help them win that game. I think he had like 11 assists in the game as well, and quite a few boards. He was making driving lanes, getting into the lane, and then creating open shots for his teammates who, they were just knocking down everything. Al Horford, I think he had 6 of 8 from 3. Derek White was just shooting lights out. Marcus Smart was shooting lights out. And that's what got them over the line in the end. They were just outshot the Warriors from 3 in that fourth quarter, pulled away, and then were able to cause the upset in Game 1. So look, the series is wide open. It's wide open. Boston plays really, really good defense. There was a few adjustments moving into game 2 for the Warriors, which seen them, get that one, and we'll talk about that in a second. But what did you see game 1, Doma? It was
I
was
saw
touch
I
and go
saw
there for a
role I
while for
saw
the
role
Boston.
players hitting shots at a clip that you usually only get once in a series of 7 games. Only once is that you usually get it. Uh,
Yeah,
Derek
yeah. Well,
White,
I
like
think it's usually
it's
once you might
very
get it on the road, and then
yeah,
at home they
it's
usually are a bit better shooting. Um,
man, like it was lights out stuff. They just couldn't miss. They actually couldn't miss. They hit like was it something like 7 threes in a row or something? Or
yeah,
8 threes in a row, something unbelievable, just ridiculous. And not for anything, Jason Tatum did struggle, as you said. But yeah, he performed in different areas on the court. And not for anything, when your team can't miss, it helps. It definitely helps. He didn't have to do much. He obviously got shut out. I don't know. Al Horford looked good, but struggled in game 2 along with Marcus Smart and Derek White. All three of them struggled. They were not great. Stephen Curry was very good in game 1, which there's been a lot of pressure on Stephen Curry leading into this final series. As you know, Source, a lot of talk for him to be top 10. If he can win a finals MVP, potentially being up there, top 2 point guards of all time, and all that type of jazz, all that type of stuff. He did have 21 in the first quarter in game 1, Stephen Curry. He was 7 of 8 or 7 of 9 from 3. It was just unbelievable. He couldn't miss. He was just shooting it from everywhere. He was shooting it from the parking lot and just making everything. And that set them up to be in the game. But I look at it as if he didn't shoot 21 in the first quarter, the game could have been finished much earlier. But then obviously we moved to game 2, Source. I got a few stats from that game 1. If they will load, because I'm trying to get them on ESPN, and you know my troubles with ESPN in the past. It's always fought me. But Horford had 26 in game 1. He shot 6 of 8 from 3. Marcus Smart shot 4 of 7 from 3 with 18. Derek White shot 5 of 8 from 3 with 21 points off the bench. But this is the concerning thing, Source. The bench for Boston had 32 points on the night, and 21 of them were from Derek White. So, and the Golden State Warriors played horrific. They had 31 off the bench spread across the board. Jordan Poole struggled, was 1 of 5 from 3. Otto Porter kept him in the game with 4 of 5 from 3. But Curry, who started 7 of 9 from 3 in the first quarter, ended up 7 of 14. He did not hit another 3 from the first quarter.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they
He
struggled
struggled
there.
going deeper into that game. They were able to force him into missed shots, and then they just didn't get enough help from the other guys.
Clay Thompson better show up.
Yeah, so I think that was a guy that I'm looking at and going. I mean, even in game 2, he 4 of 19, 1 of 8 from 3, only 11 points. He needs to be better because if not, you need Jordan Poole to step up and chip in with some points. You know what you're going to get with Draymond. You're going to get that hustle, and he's not really a point scorer. So where does that other offense come from? They need those.
Yeah, as I
And I
said,
don't want to say
Horford.
that Clay Thompson is a role player in a sense, but there has to be a number 2. And whether it's Poole or whether it's Thompson in any given game,
One of
one of
them.
them 2 has to stand up. Has to. In game 2, it was Jordan Poole off the bench, 5 of 9 from 3, literally, hitting everything. So, yeah,
The
look,
concern, the concern for Boston, in all honesty, and I thought about this during the week because we did say the team that came out of the East originally was going to win it all, and then we just had a look at Golden State and the way they were playing. But the reason why I said Golden State was going to win in 6, Source, was because watching the Celtics go to 7 games with the Heat, in how like undermanned that roster was. Like
Yeah.
you literally gave the Heat a look in Game 7 to potentially beat you, and I just didn't have confidence. I don't know if you saw what Jason Tatum said in a press conference. It's been circulated a fair bit, and a lot of people are looking at it one way, and a lot of people looking on the other side of the board. And I'm going to look at it on the other side of the board of the Jordans, Jordans, Kobe's, LeBron's type attitude. And he actually came out and said, "Oh, there's times, in the playoffs, and I've doubted myself, and I didn't think I was the guy to lead this team, and I've had to battle through that." And Source, first of all, you don't say that. You don't say that, because if you and I were on the same team, and I heard someone say that, the first thing I do, Source, I get on the phone and say, "Hey, Source, did you see what Tatum said in the press conference? We're going to target this guy next game, and we are going to abuse him and try and get into his head and actually believe his own statements. Make him believe that he's not worthy to lead this team."
Yeah, might force him into doing, taking contested shots,
Yeah,
dumb shots because he wants to prove them wrong. So yeah, I see your point there. I see your point. But
last
for
time
Tatum
someone said
himself,
that,
he's just got to keep playing the way he has been playing, which is
he's been good. He
attack,
was good in
look
game
to
2.
score, and then open up his teammates for open looks. Yeah, look, I'll say it again. Role players, role players, role players. It comes down to whether
It
your
is.
role players
That's all
come
it
in
is.
and make shots because they're going to get open looks off the likes of, Curry on Warriors, and then, Tatum and Jaylen Brown doing their thing and passing up to open looks from 3, especially. Can they knock down those shots? And that
Draymond
will be
Green's
the
going to
difference
just
in the end.
Draymond
I'm
will just
telling you,
continue to pull people's pants down as he did in game 2. And
got to tech as
Cedric
usual.
Maxwell, Cedric Maxwell that used to
Look,
play in the NBA.
credit.
So
Yeah, yeah.
he came out and he said that he would have like beat the shit out of Draymond
Oh,
Green if he
yes, I
did
did
that
see
to
that
him.
statement. He did say, I did see that. Credit to Draymond Green, though. He did say on his podcast on the Volume Sports Network that, in game 1, uh, he didn't close out Al Horford the way he should have, and he'll make that adjustment game 2. And then game 2 came around and he
Destroyed
went
him.
0 of 0 from 3-point because that closeout, the way he was closing out was a lot different. Was making Al Horford doubt himself. I mean, Al Horford, what did he score, like 20 something points in game 1 and
26 game 1.
26, and 2 points in game 2.
Yeah.
So they made a big adjustment on Al Horford. Robert Williams did pick up a niggle, but I think he'll be all right to go in the next game as
He's
well.
just got to play. He's just got to play through it, Source.
Yeah, he's
Got to
got to
play
play
through
through
it
it
now.
because they
Predictions.
are better with him out there.
Predictions on
Um,
game 3 and 4 before next week's podcast.
Yeah, I think game 3, Boston take care of business. Game 4, Golden State Warriors get it back.
I'm the same as you. Either one will split each way. Either
Look,
or.
I think their record's 5-4 in the playoffs at home. So I mean, they're just over 500%.
They struggle.
They've struggled at home. They're no given. So
Golden State's first loss at home this whole playoff series was game 1, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Against Boston. So, a few people here in the comments. Adam says, we started the 4th off with a shocker. His first 2 drives with turnovers was the beginning of the end for game 2, I think. Adam Smith says, next 2 at the Garden. We'll bounce back at the Garden, says Dream Theater. Global, welcome in. Yes, your boys. Positive says, Warriors to smoke them both.
Both games, big call.
And Adam says 3 and 4 Celtics by 15 and 22. Wowza. He's going with those big markets there, the spread for those two. I wouldn't be doing that. But one thing that we have seen is there's been a whole bunch of blowouts in the playoff source.
Yeah,
So
there has.
wouldn't be surprised if it does get to that. All right. That's the basketball covered off, and looking forward to it, to be honest. If you want on the day analysis, as Saucy said at the top of the show, I'm telling you, head to TikTok. It's got everything. We do AFL reviews now, NBA
Whatever we watch,
reviews,
whenever we can
F1.
catch the games
Mate, we've got
and whatever
everything now. We've got
we
everything on
tune
there.
in
You
to,
don't see it on Instagram.
give our
It's
little
slowly
opinions
changing.
and thoughts, and get in there and join the conversation, and make sure you vote on them
Exactly
polls
right.
that we put out
And
there.
feel free to come in and troll me about Booker at your peril. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, you've
That's
had
all
a
I got.
few on TikTok trolling you about
Yeah,
Booker,
I went to
trying to tell
war
you
with someone on TikTok. Yeah, he wasn't happy that I said that Booker was
you're just a
overrated.
casual, mate. You're just a casual, all right?
Yeah. Casual takes, apparently. Adam says Tatum gone up to Draymond and say, yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah, fair enough. Global says, did we watch the Cambosis fight?
Yep,
Source did.
I'll give my take on that when we get to
I
UFC.
watched.
After the
I watched
UFC,
some
I'll
highlights on it, but
give you
yes,
some
we will get to that.
thoughts.
All right, let's move on. Source F1's back this week. We have the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and that was probably one of the best races of the 2021 season. On last year's calendar, it had everything. That was the race where Max lost it on the straight. It got red flagged. We came back out on the restart. All Lewis Hamilton had to do was just take the first corner in second to secure 18 points. He decided to take the risk. He locked up, went straight through into the service lane, and then the rest is history. He walked away with no points. So,
And he lost the world championship.
Pretty much lost the world
At that
championship in that race. Correct. On the money there, Source. I think Sebastian Vettel finished on the podium, didn't he, in that race? The third or fourth or something.
Yes.
So, yeah. So it was one of the better ones. But we're back there this weekend, 11 p.m. our time. Off the Grid will be on. You'll see my ugly mug once again. So that is Baku, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which was won last year by Sergio Perez. Sebastian Vettel was in second, and Pierre Gasly was in third. Source. So there you go. Podium finish. Charles Leclerc was in fourth. And where did our
Perez
boy
is
Lewis
still
finish?
partying, they reckon.
Yeah, bloody earth, mate. And so he should be.
Chico, he was. Wasn't there some funny footage of him?
Oh, mate,
Wasn't
there
there
was
some
one of
funny
him on
footage?
the yacht, and he was hammered. He was in like the room up the top, and he walks out, and he's just getting held by all his mates. He was absolutely cook sauce. It was so funny, absolutely hammered.
Great,
But
great.
yes, F1 this week. Stay tuned, mate. We're already up to AFL Source. We've got a very thin sports schedule. We could actually be hitting 1 hour pods, but I say this all the time, and it never happens. So, yeah, we'll get into it. Here's our boy. There's your boy, actually, old Stephen May. We're not going to. We don't have to talk about that. Do you even know what happened? I didn't even read the article. I know that they had an issue.
Yeah, they were out to dinner, and apparently Malcolm was pulling him up because he was not supposed to be drinking. He was on concussion protocol, so for his own safety, he was just sort of saying, mate, you probably shouldn't be drinking. You've had concussion. He didn't like it. He'd had a few too many, and it ended up in a few, fisticuffs.
I reckon Jack Malcolm would have belted him.
Well, apparently he's a good boxer, Malcolm. So
He was a junior champion.
Yeah,
mate.
so
I reckon he would.
I wouldn't get into a fisticuffs with him, mate.
Mate, that's who Cambosis
He's
is.
He's renowned for belting up the Essendon players when he was back at the Essendon Football Club when they used to have sparring.
It's going to be Cambosis versus Malcolm if he doesn't win in the rematch clause. I'll tell you that much. He could be cooked.
He's got a career after footy, mate. He's got a career after footy, mate.
He does. Let's get to the games this week. We had Friday night footy, Cats versus the Dogs, 70-83. The Dogs made a push, but they left it too late.
Dogs made a push.
Teams.
Cats just held on in the end. They just held on.
You can't give teams.
Correct.
5-goal head starts.
Correct.
I was watching this with some mates, and I said, this is going to be one of those games. They'll come back, and supporters will turn around and say, oh, we're so unlucky not to win that game. But then someone that's not a supporter that looks at the game realistically would be like, no, you weren't unlucky. You deserve to lose because you let them get out in front early. So don't give teams head starts. Moral of the story: the Crows ended their losing streak by playing against the bye. They won 88-57. And then Gold Coast beat the bye by 62 points, 109-47. It's a bit unfair to other teams when there's literally going to get 2 byes in a row. So it's so unfair. So yeah, Gold Coast. Good story about the North Gold Coast game. So I don't know if you caught it, but North was up and about, mate. We were up and about. We're up by 4 goals
I
at
watched that
quarter
first
time.
quarter. I watched it.
Up by 4 goals, we'll fly.
You kick 4. You kick 4 goals in the first quarter, and then you kick 3 goals for the rest of the game.
Yeah, but listen. This is what happened. Gold Coast were literally at quarter time break said to themselves, "Like, what are we doing here? We're playing the bye. We can't be down by 4 goals at quarter time." So what do you reckon they did, Source, at halftime? For any in the second quarter, for anyone that missed it, they kicked 7 goals to zip. And all of a sudden, we're down by 3 goals after being up by 4 at quarter time. So they just dominated us. We're shit. We're honestly, my honest take on North Melbourne. You know how I was so optimistic in terms of like progression of the club, and I said we weren't going to be good this year anyway. But I think we're in a world of trouble, like big trouble. I watched us, and no,
You just lack effort. I watched I watched parts of the game, and you just when the bleeding starts happening, you literally have no one that goes, "Well, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to, make a statement here and get the ball moving our way or make something happen." Like there's just no one gives you a spark, and it's
shocking.
so sad to see. Like you just literally have no one standing up and going, "No, I'm not standing for this today." When they've kicked 5 in a row, you think, "Fuck." We got to do something here. And just nothing happens.
Clearly
it just
not.
got worse and worse.
It just bleeds. So, anyway, we're shit. Let's move on. This was game of the round. D's versus Sydney Swans on Saturday night. The Swans take the Demons scalp, and it's 2 losses in a row for the Demons.
Punch-ons at a restaurant.
Punch-ons.
In disarray. Disarray.
They got a few injury Source.
Stephen May being out, big out. They rely on him a lot for his intercept marks. He sags off on that, that defender, and it comes and makes that out number, and it influences a lot of contests. So it'll be interesting to see how they go with
trouble.
May.
They were squeaky clean, Source. Squeaky clean last season. The D's, they couldn't put a foot wrong on and off the field. The other one as well, Christian Petrarca's come up in the news. I don't know if you saw, he copped a nice whack from some of the media because he was on a radio show and he said, "Oh, how are we supposed to win games when no one turns out and supports us?" He pretty much had a dig at his supporters, which is not great. Regardless if they're there or they're not, you should be winning that game. Don't blame your supporters.
Well played to Sydney. The big fella up top, what's his name? Luke McDonald. He looks like he's going to be Logan McDonald. That's right.
He's a stud.
He looks like he's going to be a good player. That bloke.
He's a stud.
He's young. He's shout out Butters. He's picked up his draft pick signature. So I've seen that one on his socials. But yeah, looks like he's going to be a good player. And Sydney Swans, I said they're going to have ups and downs this season. Ups and downs. They've got still some good players in there. So yeah, I'm not surprised to see them get the win. To be honest,
you know who was big in that second half? Source, the guy that's been quiet since his return, but he's starting to get himself into match fitness. They had no Buddy as well. Don't forget that. No Buddy.
Yep.
But old Tommy Papley. He was big in the second half, Tommy Papley. He's just slowly finding... If he can get back to his best, last year's best, Tommy Papley in this team, that's a nice bonus up in the forward line for the Sydney Swans.
They're looking dangerous. They've got a good midfield. They've got Parker in there. They've got Kennedy's come back and it's been good.
I'm still not convinced on Chad Warner. I'm not convinced on Chad Warner. I don't know. That's just me personally. He's still got a lot of upside. He's young, but yeah. And then we had on Sunday the Pies beating the Hawks by 4. This was a good game. Ebbed and flowed, and the Pies got the job done.
Shattered Doma. I did say last week they'd have a good bounce back game, and they gave it a real shake.
And I
It was
did
wet
say to you,
conditions. Wet conditions.
I said to you, the Pies, mate, hot pies at the moment.
A little,
Hot
4
pies.
points. 4
Flag
points. I mean,
pies.
there's a lot going on with Jack Ginnivan. They don't want to give him some free kicks, and I will go out, even though I hate that bloke, right, for what he did on Anzac Day.
Here we go.
He did deserve some free kicks. I'm not gonna lie. Like some of those over the shoulders. I understand. You know, we don't like this how they go pick up the ball and they lead with the head and then lift the arm to get it over the shoulder. But at the end of the day, you've been calling those all year. Selwood gets every one of those when he does it. You know, Cody Waitman gets them as well.
No.
Well, him and Waitman.
Waitman, the two guys that opened their mouth, Sauce, are now unfavored by the umpires.
Yeah, because they're stupid. They say it's a skill to draw free kicks. You just keep doing it and you shut your mouth. If you haven't learned anything, Matthew Lloyd used to say he was dive forward, and he said that one time publicly, and then visibly he did not get as many free kicks going through the rest of the year.
I'm with you. You should keep your mouth shut, but it just shows umpiring, Sauce, that there is favorability in games because and inconsistencies, because what they would have called the week before or 4 weeks before every week for the first 6 weeks, they can pick and choose what they want, which is disgraceful.
Yeah,
it is. That's part of the game. That's like cheating in soccer. Like, you know how you cheat the defender and you play out loose out wide, and you can cheat them on the offside trap, and you get through and you can get one-on-ones with the keeper. That's what we say. Oh, the guy's cheating. Watch him. It's the same thing with the AFL. That's the cheat. That's the cheat code. And because the AFL and the Umpires Association and stuff don't want to do anything about actually changing the rule, when, you know, when you say, oh, a guy puts his head down deliberately, which you stated a couple seasons ago, oh, if you intentionally put your head down, we're not paying free kicks. But then someone does it every week and you pay the free kick. You know what I mean? Until they pull their finger out and get their shit sorted, don't take it out on the players that cheat the system, mate, and get the frees. That's just the game that you've created, so you have to live by it. And now, because you're not paying those players those free kicks, it's so evident that you can pick and choose who you want to give free kicks to, which is a worse look on the AFL and the Umpires Association than before. That's worse than denying that it should have been a free kick when you say, oh, no, well, this happened. It wasn't actually a free kick in the media on a Monday morning. So you're actually in a worse position. No, but I'm just saying to you, Sauce, they're actually in a worse position when they point out, or, well, not point out, but they literally identify players that they don't want to give free kicks to because they've made a few comments in the media. But on the other spectrum, Sauce, I agree with you. They should keep their mouth shut and just play the game. Keep getting the frees, mate. Helping your team win games. And then the last game of the round was the Dockers versus Freo, which was another ripper.
Flag mantle.
The GOAT hasn't even come back yet.
Flag mantle.
The best player in the comp debuted in the Rezzies, in the Waffle, on the weekend. He's not even back yet. This team's good. We potentially, with the off-field dramas at the D Sauce, that might have been the grand final preview game right there. Dockers versus Lions, potentially. So, good win by them. The buys this week were Carlton, Port, Saints, Saucy's, Bombers, Giants, and Richmond. Before we get into the next game, punch on with Malcolm. Freo smashing at the moment, says Global. Completely agree. Adam says, just heard the AFL are going to give North Melbourne $1 directly to the club for everyone who turns up for this weekend's blockbuster at Marvel. North might have enough to buy 1 pie and sauce and 1 choc Big M. Bombers desperately need a young key forward. Adam says the Bombers need to inject some youth into the forward line. Global says, how was Bailey Smith's headbutt on Zach Tui. You catch that, Sauce?
Yeah, I did.
That
It's
was
pretty funny.
What a peanut.
Nah, he's
Yeah.
a peanut. But you
He's
got
a
to know
peanut.
if you do that headbutt move, you're going to cop
You're gone.
weeks.
You saw what Buddy did the week before.
Yeah. You
So-
slap someone and you got weeks.
Unless you're the dirtiest player in the game, Tom Lynch.
Yeah, unless you're Tom Lynch, you don't get off.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, let's get to the dirtiest player in the game and his team on Thursday this week. Didn't even realize it was a Thursday game. Tigers versus Port at the G. Who have you got, Sauce?
I got the Tigers.
Got the Tigers. I'm going the Tigers
Tigers.
also. We've got the big blockbuster on Friday night. The Bombers versus the Blues.
I'm gonna go with Carlton. I can't go tip Essendon.
I'm going with Carlton as well. Saturday we've got the Dockers versus the Hawks.
Flag mantle.
I'm going with them as well. Lions versus the Saints at the Gabba.
This will be a good game. But I expect the Lions
Yep.
to bounce back at home.
Yep. And then we've got North versus the Giants on Sunday. It's the standalone game. Somehow we're $5.50, Sauce. We're $5.50 for this one.
You should probably be about $11, I reckon.
We're $5.50 against GWS. That just shows there isn't much confidence in GWS, but I'm going with the Giants in that one. And then Monday, Sauce.
Big game.
The Queen's birthday.
Being a
Queen's
huge
birthday? Yeah. Queen's birthday, public holiday, blockbuster. This is isn't this the Big Freeze game?
It is the Big Freeze, yes.
It's the Big Freeze game. The Pies, 2 on the trot.
Make sure you buy your Big Freeze beanie down at your local. You can get it online as well at your local
The
college
Pies,
as well.
2 wins on the trot, Sauce. The D's, 2 losses on the trot. Who are you going in this one? Sure.
I don't know. I'm gonna. This is a tough pick, but I'm gonna back the D's. You'd hope after 2 losses they would turn it around. Pies are playing all right, but I wasn't super impressed with them against Hawthorn. So gonna go with these.
I'll do it again for the 3rd week running, Sauce. Picking the Pies.
Adam reckons Pies by 4 points.
I'm picking the Pies.
It'll be a close game. I think it will be within 2 goals
rain?
either way. Either way, within 2 goals, it will be close. Might even be take the sneaky try bet. Either team under 15 points.
Let's look at the weather. Monday forecast 11 degrees, 1 mil of rain. It's perfect. Perfect weather. Ideal. Just cold. All right, Sauce. The buys are Adelaide, Gold Coast, Dogs, Cats, Swans, and Eagles. So, very nice. Moving on, UFC. Saucy.
UFC. We had the card on the weekend. Hang on, I've gotten rid of the bloody page.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go. Bring it up. Share it on the screen. The card, we had Volkov versus Roger Zigku. The main card, I'll run it through the results. Alonzo Meanfield KO in the first round over Ashkar Mozrov. Flyweight division, you had Ode Osborne KO in the first round over Zakul Adchev. Women flyweight, Karine Silva submission in the first round against Poliana Botello. Featherweight division, you had Lucas Almeida KO in the 3rd round over Mike Trizano. And featherweight co-main event went the full 3 rounds. Movsa Evelev. Remember that name because he's 16-0, so he must be half decent in the featherweight division. Defeated Danny Ing in the 3rd round decision, as I stated. And then Alexander Volkov with the 1st round KO over Jarinzu Rodchiziku. That's actually a good win by Volkov because Rodchiziku had won a few fights in a row. Bit of dispute over the stoppage, Doma, in that one. Was it a stoppage? Was it not? I watched it back a few times. I'd agree with the ref. He copped a few. It started with a straight right down the middle that rocked him, and then he was just unloading on him. Roger Zinku was up against the fence and just trying to protect himself. He actually copped a big left hook, then it knocked his mouth guard out of his mouth, and then he just kept copping punches. I don't know. He must have unloaded 12 punches onto him. And he wasn't fighting back, so the ref stopped the fight. So probably fair stoppage in my opinion. This weekend we've got a card. It is a pretty good card as well. It's UFC 275 main event. The main event on the card is Glover Teixeira against Yuri
Ooh,
Prochazka, light heavyweight title fight, and then in the women flyweight co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko against
she's
Talia
back.
Santos. This will be a cracking fight. Santos is 19-1 professionally in MMA, so should be a cracker. And then there's another good women's fight on, in my opinion, women's strawweight, Weili Zhang. We know how much she unloads and lets those fists fly against Joanna. Not even going to try to
Jersey.
say that one. I've got no idea. And then flyweight, you got Rodrigo Botorian against Manel Cape, and then welterweight, Jack Della Mandalena against Ramanza Emev, and then middleweight, this got cancelled. Okay. See, I thought there was supposed to be another one. Robert Whittaker and Marvin Vittori got cancelled. I think Whittaker had to pull out
Injured?
for some reason. I think he had an injury. And I think this was stated last week, or it's not
Yeah.
news.
No.
So, unfortunately, we don't get to see our boy Rob on the card. But nonetheless, it's still a pretty good card in my opinion. So make sure you tune in this week, 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Check your local guides for when it kicks off for you.
Very nice. All right, Sauce, back to you. Bit of a rundown on Kambosos versus Haney.
Yeah. Look, watched pretty much most fights on the card. Shout out to Maloney brothers. They got the wins in their respective divisions. So they're not two other Australian boxers coming up the ranks. So look out for those names. I think it's Adam Maloney and Jason. I could be wrong on one of them. So they got the job done. And then the Haney versus Kambosos. Devin Haney was just too smart for him, just outboxed him. Used, what some would consider boring and you read a lot of comments online and people saying it's a boring style, what he did, the way he sort of jabbed from the outside. And then, at times when Kambosos did get close, he would do this sort of thing where he'd slip Kambosos' punch and he would come forward with his body and then wrap his arm up, right? So he would sort of get him in the clinch, and then so Kambosos couldn't, when Kambosos was in range, he was nullifying by not moving. At times he would move back and slip out to the side. Yes, he did a lot of that as well, but this was another little tactic that he used throughout the matchup, that when Kambosos did get in range or did rock him a little bit, he would actually go and tie him up, hug, and grab the arm. And Kambosos commented on that, but at the end of the day, that's boxing. He was able to work that jab. He used that 3-inch advantage that he had and was able to, work it from the outside. I think if you go have a look at the landed jabs, between the two, it was night and day. And then, we know Kambosos is looking for that big right hand. I think he caught him with it, 2 or 3 times throughout the fight, but just not consistent enough. And in my opinion, Kambosos, what sort of, he sort of had to know what Haney wanted to do, and he didn't adjust throughout the fight. I think he didn't throw punches in bunches enough. There was a little bit too much 1-2, and he didn't move forward. But at the same time, when he did try and move forward and unload, Haney would just slip out to the side and use that amazing footwork that he's got. And Kambosos, there was times there where he literally, like when you go so hard at something, you just nearly lose your balance. Well, there was a few times there where Kambosos, he was just trying to chase him down, and he nearly lost his feet because Haney was just, he was doing the old the bull with the matador with the red blanket, and he would just pull it out of the way. It's like he's pulling the blanket out of the way, and the bull Cambosis would just steam straight through and wouldn't know what happened. And all of a sudden, Haney's on the side of him, he's behind him. It was just a masterclass. It was really just a masterclass of boxing. Doma did mention to me after the fight that he's been trained by the great man Floyd Money Mayweather, and Mayweather's promotions backs him. So, I mean, that's Mayweather's not going to promote some spud, is he? So
No.
he's got his name on the line, 50-0.
Two,
You know what he is. So, yeah.
Cambosis will get another crack at it because of that rematch clause. I think Haney, he'll acknowledge it and it'll happen. He'll beat him again and he'll go to 29-0. And then everyone wants the Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney fight because Devin Haney's 28-0 and Gervonta Davis is 27-0. They're the two guys.
Davis is way too small for Haney.
He'll
do the same thing to him.
I've got the rankings here. It's Haney, obviously, 1. Cambosis is 2. Teofimo Lopez in 3. Vasil Lomachenko in 4. Gervonta Davis is 5th. The other guy people want to see is Ryan Garcia, who is 22-0, coming up to fight. And then we've got Isaac Cruz, Joey Diaz Jr., Richard Comey, and Javier Fortuna in the Dominican Republic.
Look, at the end of the day, it just makes it good because now there's one champ in that division. And whenever there's a title fight, it's for all the belts. So now from going forward, it should be for all the belts. I mean, they can. I don't know if they can split them up. Like, if you've got all the belts, I don't know the technicalities within boxing whether you could say, "Oh, I only want to put these 2 belts up in this fight." I don't know if you can actually do that. I just think it's so stupid. If you've got all the belts and you're fighting world title fight, it should be for all the belts. I still just think they should just melt all that metal to one and just create one belt, and that would probably make more sense. But it is good that there is now an undisputed champ, and all the belts are in one place. So then it just makes
this is
it
the
more
thing that
interesting
shits
going
me.
forward.
This is the thing that shits me about boxing, and it's the thing with boxing that actually hurts them. But they're not dumb people. They're actually smart. But as a business decision, it's the branding that hurts them because it becomes confusing when you have a weight class, but you have 4 different or 3 different champs in the weight class because this guy's the WBO and this guy's the WBC and this guy's this one and it's unified now, but there was 2 champs fighting. Cambosis versus Haney was 2 champs fighting each other to unify all the belts. But
yeah.
Unification and undisputed is it's 2 different things. Because it's undisputed because he holds all the belts, but it's not unified because unification is when you have 1 belt. You unify all the 6 belts or 5 belts into one, which they don't do. And this is the thing, the branding thing source that hurts boxing. It confuses people. It's like, okay, so for example, Haney and Cambosis, it was a draw, whatever it was. They both keep their titles. And then Garcia fights Cambosis, and we'll say Davis fights Haney. And Haney puts up 2 belts. Oh, sorry. Cambosis puts up 2 belts out of his 4. Garcia beats him. Then Haney beats Davis. Then Haney would have 1 belt. Cambosis would have 2 belts. Garcia would have 2 belts. And you have 3 titles, 3 champs in 1 weight class. And then you don't know who is the real number 1 contender. Is it the upcoming boxer that you're trying to promote? Or is the number 1 contender one of the guys that already holds a belt? You actually don't know. That's how confusing it is.
It is. It's very stupid, mate. And there's no obligation for these guys with the belts to fight each other, other than
exactly.
Like
they
there
just
is
duck
literally
each
no
other.
obligation.
That's all they do. They just duck and weave each other. I don't want to fight him.
I know.
I do.
But
that's all it is.
The good thing in this division is guys haven't duck and weaved for the time being.
For the time being.
But
that's because there's been multiple belts to go for, Source. Now that one person holds them all.
I'm pretty sure Davis has a belt. Tank Davis has a belt. Javonte Davis has a belt as well.
Does he? Oh,
Could be wrong.
who knows? Like, we don't even know. That's how confusing it is. But in all seriousness, we gave the takes on the show. Source, I messaged Source after the fight. I didn't watch it, and he just said to me, "Oh, did you see the fight?" I said no, and yeah, I was pretty straightforward with him. I don't need to reveal what my prediction was. I just said, I hope. If you go back to last week's episode, I said, I hope, hopefully, Kambosos gets the win. I don't think I gave a prediction because I knew what the outcome was before it even happened. Like, because we don't talk about boxing doesn't mean I don't watch boxing. That weight class, especially, because I only watch this weight class and I watch the heavyweights. That's all I watch. I don't know who any of the other guys are, to be honest. Because
there's one other boxer that I like.
There's a whole bunch of studs, man, like in this division. So that's why, like Saul said, it's very entertaining because they're guns, man. There's so many good ones, so many good boxers.
What division is he in?
Do you know his name?
Yeah, Terence Crawford.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I know. There's one. He's the other guy that I like. He's in the lightweight division, I think.
No, this is the lightweight division.
Maybe welterweight.
Maybe. Oh, this junior lightweight. I know. I don't even know. Middleweight. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, welterweight. His last fight was in welterweight. He's 38-0. This guy.
Yeah,
he's 34 years old.
Yeah,
he's 38-0. He beat Sean Porter
Errol
in his
Spence
last
is
fight.
in there as well. He's another good fighter, Errol Spence.
Yeah, he's in welterweight division.
What's in middleweight these days? GGG, Gennady Golovkin.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know. He fights
Eubanks
lightweight,
Jr.
heavyweight, welterweight.
And then you got super middleweight is Canelo Alvarez. And then fucking cruiserweight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's like Errol Spence Jr. ever going to verse Terence Crawford? Like, he's got the WBO, and Errol Spence Jr.'s got WBC, IBF, and WBA titles.
I don't know. And then obviously you got the heavyweights, mate. The big boys with Tyson Fury up there and Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. They're the big boys. Anyway, enough on that source. Let's move on. Lamont of the week. Global's on the money. Plain and simple. He outboxed him.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
What happened with Kambosos pre-fight? Didn't make weight pre-fight, if that's what it is. And then he said all he had to do was go back and take a piss and he was fine. So that's Georgie boy. Very funny. All right, Source. Lamont of the week. I hope you got the image up that you want to compare this to.
Oh, no, I don't.
I'm about to bring the card up because we saw something very special happen in the hobby this week, Source. Very, very special. It set Instagram alight, mate. People were going off their nut. Absolute nut. They were losing the plot. And rightfully so, Source, because you know why? Who wouldn't go crazy over a 1-on-1 black finite prism rookie of Mac Jones? I too would lose the plot if a Mac Jones got pulled. Who wouldn't go crazy? You can put the sarcasm there. No, you don't go crazy. The kid that pulled this, you, sir, are a legend because you sold this card in a group as soon as you pulled it for 100,000 USD. 100,000, Source. 100,000. But Lamont of the week obviously doesn't go to the kid because he got rid of the 1-on-1 card. He made 100K, Source. Pretty good. Lamont of the week goes to the person that purchased the card for $100,000. Now, luckily enough, we have people watching this. So by all means, go into the chat and tell us what you would have spent $100,000 on. Whether it's in the hobby or outside of the hobby. Because I know, me personally, I'm not spending on a Mac Jones 1-on-1 Black Prism. Saucy, what would you have bought? What would you have bought for $100,000?
Look, if we were keeping it in the hobby and we're keeping it relevant, in regards to buying NFL, I would have bought 2 rookie ticket autos of Tom Brady, the GOAT. BGS 8.5 last sold. I think this was a BGS 8 sold for 28,000, and a BGS 8.5 sold for 47,000. So I could have bought 2 of those, Doma. So give me 2 of those over that Mac Jones 1 of 1 any day of the week, because when it's all said and done, if Mac Jones even has
1,
I was going to be generous, Dom, and give him 2.
1.
2. Even if he has 1, he literally he won't even come up to his toes, mate. It would be below the knees, mate, in regards to Tom Brady and GOATs of the sport. So yeah, give me the Tom Brady every day of the week. I actually just think it's laughable. And congratulations to that kid. People were giving the kid shit. How can this kid afford to open Prism Hobby box? Like, clearly his parents have bought it for him. He's 13 years old. His parents have bought it for him. They got the money to spend the money on the box. Who gives a fuck, right? But he's done the right thing, and he sold it for 100K to some absolute lemon. Whoever bought the card for 100K, you're a lemon. You are a lemon, literally.
Sauce, what's funny? They were bagging him, going, "Oh, how can you afford to get the hobby box?" I'll tell you how he can afford to fucking buy him now. He sold that piece of shit for $100,000, so he can buy as much product as he wants now. Good on him. That's a win. That's a win, honestly, Sauce. That's a win for someone in the hobby.
And there was
That's a win for the good guys.
Have you seen the other photo, Doma? The photo of they did an in-person deal. The guy had 5 wads of 20K, right? And there's a photo of the 20K sitting there, and then the card leaning up against it in a boot. So it was done in like a car park, or I don't know where, but they've done the deal, cash deal.
Sauce, I swear, if that was one of us that pulled that card and we sold it, I would have genuinely gone to the meetup with you. We would have filmed it. This is great content. The guy would have been like, "This is he's like a pig in shit. This guy that spent 100K." I would have shook his hand. I would have taken 100K.
A few lemons off the tree out back.
No, and then I would have brought this with me from Adam, and I would have said, "Here you go, sir. This is for you." And I would have given him the lemon straight up to his face. Here you go. By the way,
honestly,
Adam,
I think we would have.
You know what I'm keeping this for? You know what I'm keeping this for, Sauce? When I bump into Liz Cambage. That's actually what I'm keeping this for. I'm going to give it to her straight up. I'm going to walk up to her and say, "Congratulations, you are the one of the year."
She'll get offended somehow. She'll get offended somehow.
Yeah, and then she'll call me something. She'll call me some, like...
Kurt Rambis, mate. You're Kurt Rambis, mate.
Or Four Eyes. She'll call me Four Eyes because, like, I've never heard that one before. Oh, Lizzie. But
seriously, Doma,
I couldn't believe it.
Well done to that 13-year-old kid that sold the card for 100K. Congratulations, mate. It's what hobby dreams are made of when you crack open 100%. A box and hit something that big. And, the bloke who bought it, you're a lemon. Enough said about you. You are literally a lemon. Because you could have bought, as I said, 2 Tom Brady rookie ticket autos for that price.
Very nice, Sauce. All right, on that note, let's get straight into our hobby talk, brought to you by our good friends at Coverage.Media. Very nice. Thank you very much to everyone at Platinum Standard Grading. We are currently taking submissions once again for Bulk Sub 2. So if you are keen to get your card in a PSG slab, which looks like this, by all means, send them through to us. Link is in the description to this video. Send them through. All right, Sauce. First cab off the rank here. It's available today. This bad boy. Bang. Mosaic Serie A soccer hobby box. 15 cards per pack, 10 packs per box, 1 auto, 5 base silvers, 15 mosaic parallels, and 20 inserts or insert parallels per box on average. Collect a 200 card base set featuring players from all 20 Serie A teams. Collecting these hobby exclusive parallels: the red, the blue to 99, the purple to 49, the pink to 25, the mosaic gold to 10, and the black 101. Exclusive insert parallels are the white to 25, the gold to 10, and the mosaic black 101. Also, look for hobby exclusive auto parallels, which is the gold to 10 and the black to 1. Find top footballers in 3 hobby exclusive insert sets, including International Men of Mystery, Pitch Masters, and Montage. Collect authentic autograph cards from current and retired footballers in Serie A Scripts Mosaic and Serie A Autographs Mosaic. And look for 2 different hobby exclusive case hit inserts: the Stained Glass and Overdrive, featuring some of the best players from the past and present. You know which one I want, Sauce. I know you can see it. I'm going to bring it up. Here's Dusan Vlahovic. Is this his first card in a Juventus top? Is that going to be a thing?
No, because it's not.
This is the one you want, Sauce. The next one, not Damsgaard, this bad boy.
Oh, that looks sick.
Oh, yeah, it does. Big Zlatan.
Might have to pick up some Zlatan singles, I reckon.
If you don't know, Zlatan is Sauce and one of our favorite footballers. We've always loved him. He's a machine. Raspadori. There's Weston.
So that's
McKennie.
out now. Is that getting ripped at the moment, Doma?
I don't know if it is. It released today or yesterday. So yeah, probably it probably is getting ripped somewhere in the world.
What is it? Serie A.
Yeah, Serie A.
Is La Liga released as well?
No, it's only Premier League and Serie A at the moment, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
He's Lukey's boy. It's a nice colour match. Osherman. Fabian Ruiz. Pinamonti. Chiro. Delete. The cards look sick. Oh, Olivier Giroud, he's a machine. Nicolo Zaniolo.
Yeah, people
Overdrive.
Underrated.
Giroud, Stained Glass of Irving Lozano. Pitch Masters. And back to the start we go. We can have a look at some of the legend autos because checklist is here, Sauce. There's the black. Looks pretty good. There's a Tonali Stained Glass. But there's the base set. But we want to have a look at some of the legends. Here we go. Nesta is in here. Pirlo. Mate, you can get a Carlo Ancelotti AC Milan auto source. Baresi. Gilardino's in this. Batistuta. Falcao. Dennis Bergkamp. Cambiaso. Sebastian Veron. Jurgen Klinsmann. David Trezeguet. Dino Zoff. Diego Maradona. Napoli auto source. There you go.
Geez, he must have done a lot of signing then if they've to put him in this product too.
Yeah, would have signed a whole bunch of stickers, I reckon. Serie A Scripts Mosaic set. You can get Kaká auto. Nice. Van Basten, Maldini, Ruud Gullit, Baggio, Crespo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Juventus, autos. Hey, you know what? This is not a bad
Not a
product
bad rip,
source.
you reckon? Got
Luca
some
Tony,
few decent
mate.
autos.
You can get Luca Tony. Remember Luca Tony?
I remember Luca Tony.
Hey, there's some not
Definitely
bad
remember
players
Luca
in here.
Tony.
Where the fuck, mate? Where's the Clarence Seedorf cards? He's the guy you want. He's a gun. There's
Yeah, look,
Overdrive. So the
fortunately, Tom,
Overdrive is
the
a
older
is a
guys don't get
hit.
respect.
Can you get anyone big in the Overdrive? Zlatan Overdrive. Who else?
Yeah, look, I don't know. The inserts don't hit that
Where's the
good.
stained glass? Here we go. Stained glass. Kaka, Maldini, Batistuta, Totti. Stained glass. Vlahovic. Stained glass. Surely there's a Ronaldo in here. There's got to be a Ronaldo. They've got to just abuse a Panini. No, there isn't, which is a surprise. So, yeah, it looks like it's not a bad product source. The autos look good. The vet autos, legends of the game.
Not bad at all.
Global says the NBA card market has taken a bit of a hit of late. Yeah, well, no surprises to Source and I when they're still selling products for it costs you your kidney to buy a box. So they're only doing it to themselves. Because as we said before, the global economy factors into a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of inflation at the moment. Interest rates are going up. People find it hard to live. Cost of living is going through the roof. And people still selling boxes for ridiculous prices. So they're only going to do it to themselves. So
Yeah.
this is called unaware of your surroundings. People that are unaware have got no idea. Literally no idea. And the guys that are buying all these high-end cards and spending big dollars on it is because they actually have the money, liquid, to spend.
Correct.
It's not like some Joe Blow collector. So, beats and breaks. Adam says, if only the game of soccer has as much going on in them as the mosaic cards. James says, Saucy, what do you think of the new Lakers coach? He says he's keeping Westbrook.
We're fucked if that's the case.
He said he...
I'm telling you, he'll be gone by the end of the season. Typical Lakers fashion.
No, I don't think so. Do you want to look at... Yeah, we'll look at this one. Have a look at this bad boy. Here we go. The second best product of the year. WWE Revolutions. Look how disgusted he is. Oh no. Oh no. Let me get through it before you lose your shit. Collect randomly inserted autos from the top superstars and legends across all WWE brands. 5 cards per pack, 8 packs per box. Each hobby box includes 4 inserts. Look for stunning inserts like the Vortex, Supernova, and more. And then find 8 parallels per box from a variety of unique full brands. Chase the ultra rare galactic parallels. Here's some of the cards. You got Big Brock here.
Are you guaranteed an auto in the box? Because it's $350 for a box.
There's a Rock. I'll have a look in a sec. That's actually a sick card. Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Shockwave, Supernova, Vortex, Alexa Bliss, AJ Styles, Edge. That's got a bit to the imagination, that one there, of Charlotte Flair. So, Bobby Lashley, RK Bro, Seth Rollins, Mandy Rose. And we're back to the start. I'll have a look at that for you right now. So I'll see if did it say it here? It says a wide variety of autos, parallels, and inserts to chase. Collect randomly inserted autos. So it's not guaranteed. So your thoughts on it?
$350 for a box and you're not even guaranteed an auto. No, thank you. It just says randomly inserted. So there's boxes that could potentially not have an auto. I would just be picking off the singles. personally. I mean, I seen there was a nice Edge auto in the promo.
Yeah, there was. There it is, Edge.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Sauce. It's another great, but it doesn't end there, Sauce. The card experiences, these cards suck without the ring in the background. Sorry, WWE fans. Global says Galactic are his all-time favorite case hit. Adam says, I'm just going to let the Charlotte Flair one explain itself. And Global, we will get to this very soon. Don't worry. We have that on the agenda tonight. And staying on the WWE train, as much as Saucy loves this product, we've got Panini Select WWE wrestling cards. Sauce, just for you. This is what you love to see. There's been a few
but we knew that this would happen. I think this.
Look at this.
Yeah, that looks really good.
And this
I'm not
one
gonna
here.
lie.
Look at this one here. Triple H.
Triple H. Yeah, it looks good.
That actually looks good. That's terrible. That looks good. That looks good. Yep.
If this is like a preview for maybe the upcoming Select design, possibly. I haven't seen this sort of design before. I don't know if they've ripped this off somewhere else. Is this something that I sort of wish they didn't do? Is cross do what they use in basketball, football to in WWE,
I know.
and that sort of stuff.
The Staples Sauce. Like the staples, I'm happy for that. Like Select and Prism, that's always going to get abused by every single new product that they put on the line. You know what I mean? Like I get that. That's always going to happen. But instead of having like an insert called Ringmasters, how about you have Panini WWE Ringmasters, and that's the product. That's the name of the product. And then you actually use your brains and creativity because you've got card designers there, and that can actually have creative control and like be able to, instead of being lazy and using everyone else's designs from the previous products and just putting it down the line, how about we give them a bit of creative control? They can actually come up with some new designs before they run out of the license in 4 years' time or 3 years' time. I don't know. That's just my thought. But instead of having the same shit all the time, it's just rinse and repeat. That's all it is. Like,
yep, it is rinse and repeat.
But that rock card does look good.
There is one auto that I wouldn't mind getting out of the new Mosaic Soccer that was spoken about before, which is a Drogba. He's got a few autos in there.
Oh yeah, is there stuff out on eBay at the moment?
Yeah, there is. I'm chucking stuff in my watch list right now. That's what I'm doing.
Very nice. Might have to have a look at that.
I'll tell you what, people really trying to sting you on the Zlatan cards.
Yeah, I know that. They don't even know who he is. Well, they do actually play in the MLS. Everyone knows who he is.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. All right, so that's Select WWE, Revolutions WWE, and we've got Revolutions EPL Source.
Yeah, once
Hey,
again,
team all mate. Hobby box. Have a look at this. It's 2021 box. $120. Might be a fun rip. Parallel lineup offers 11 options, but Lava to 10 replaces the Vortex, which happens to be a new insert. Other inserts include Derby Days, Future, Showstoppers, and Supersonic. However, the only parallel for the inserts is Galactic. Yeah, just here we go. 3 rookie cards, 1 parallel, 3 additional parallels, 3 inserts. So you're not guaranteed an auto in this product either.
You're
guaranteed in that Mosaic Source. You're guaranteed 2 autos in the Serie A Mosaic.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say, and I think those boxes are about $400 a pop. So I'm weighing up whether I'm ripping. Like I understand you might not like soccer if you're into WWE or whatever it is, but why if you're taking that punt, would you not rip a box where you're guaranteed autos?
I'm going to double check that.
Don't know why.
I'm going to double check.
It was one. I think it might be one auto, mate, because I'm looking at.
I think it's one auto. I might have mixed it up because I saw 2 autos for the whatchamacallit, the WWE product. I know where it's gone now. Fuck, who knows where I put it? Here it is. We'll quickly just have a run through. What's the product? The price $250 USD. It says at the top. This product. Where was it? Sorry, I'm giving anyone a bit of a.
What are you looking for?
The breakdown per. It's one auto. Sorry, yeah. 5 silvers, 15 mosaic parallels, and 20 insert parallels. All right, yeah. Nice. All right, Sauce. Moving on. We've knocked off all the product reviews. Jump over to Frank, our good mate. And here we are. The most famous card in the world. Authentic Sauce. Frank asked the question, the most overhyped card. Your thoughts on this? They're saying that it was going to fetch 7 mil. It's going to fetch this. Then it got graded, and it came back as authentic. They didn't even get it graded. They just got it authenticated. People said
there must be damage on the card. That's probably why they've done that.
They just said, why wouldn't you grade it anyway? Because it is a 1-on-1. But then that's the whole point. Like, it is 1-on-1. You actually don't have to grade it.
Yeah. I reckon they've done that because you can see visible damage on parts of the card in images. But yeah, I think it's overhyped. I actually think the card looks like shit. I actually don't like the way LeBron is so small under each of those. I just don't think the design was thought out very well. And then I just don't like how the new logo is just a plastic print. It's not even stitched. So
the one in the middle, Sauce, genuinely looks like it came off a Barley singlet.
Yeah. Not gonna lie.
And the other one came out of Saucy's DH Gate collection.
Yeah,
and he donated it to Panini.
I mean, do we even know? Do we even look? I shouldn't say this, but I mean, with all the shit that they do, is it even player worn or game worn? Those?
Oh, no.
I don't know. I think it's overhyped. I think it was, built up so much just through social media and media in general. Drake getting involved, trying to find this card, so on, so on. You had big people, Ken Golden ripping it. You had, card porn selling their soul to rip it with Champagne Papi. So, you had heaps of people just looking for it. Paul Wax had a big drive for it. You had Backyard Le Mans big drive for it. So I think that most of the hype was built around because of the social media drive for this card.
Backyard Le Mans.
I don't know. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Give me a bunch of LeBron autos before you give me this card. I don't know. I value LeBron autos more than I value this 1-of-1.
There's a few good.
It's up for auction. It's going up for auction.
Yep, it's going to go into the golden auction on the 6th of June. So that's tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow. I don't know. The Monday one. So it is today. So if we go on there now, if you want to check that, it'll probably be listed on their source. But that's the card. That's a closer look. Sorry for the people listening at home. Jay, welcome. Yes, we're here. Logoman is a gaff. He doesn't like it. I know exactly what it means. I'm just not saying it on the show. Card experience says the flawless cases make me nervous that someone could pop it open. Only reason I rate the grade. Global doesn't like it. He asked, how much do you think it'll fetch? Source?
I don't know.
Well, Jay says
some idiot will pay
says it
1.5
depends
million.
on how crooked the auction is. That's what Jay said.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point, Jay.
The card experience said for 7 mil you could get a private signing with LeBron. That's a fair point. You'd have a whole bunch of his cards, pay him 7 mil, and just get him to sign them all. then list them all on gold and auction, and you make 10 times the amount. I don't know. Honestly, this has source, like the way that everything's been trending in the hobby, the way everything's been trending, this has got Shield to the Moon written all over it. This is the card. So this is the card that is going to make people believe that the card market is still skyrocketing, going to the moon. This is the card. They're going to shield this shit so high that people are going to be like, there's still such a demand for cards. There's still such a demand for cards. Just don't forget what I said 10 minutes ago. Rewind 10 minutes and go listen to what I just said before about the global economy. But seriously, if any card's going to do it, Source, this is the one.
And it'll be plastered everywhere, sold for record price. Oh, the card market's outperforming the S&P 500, and
this card's
overstocks.
This card Source is going to have that much of an impact on the card market to people as what the media had an impact on people telling them get the COVID jab. That's how much it's going to fucking have an impact. Everyone's going to be running to eBay. Cards are back. Fucking 7 mil for this. Mate, it was on Channel 9 News. Reported this on their website. This getting listed on Golden. I had people send it to me, cousins sending it to me, going, have you seen this card? It's going to go for 7 mil. And I've gone, yeah, okay. Oh, all right. Like, it's gone insane. This is the card Source. This is it. It's Jay says, why does James look like a munchkin from the Wizard of Oz? Shite card. We card experience.
Yeah, we do. We do know that. We do know. Big shiny. He'll be bidden.
Marty Sheargold was banging on about this card for 10 minutes on Triple M this morning, which has wide reach. Card experience says headline: Elon Musk backs out a Twitter deal to buy LeBron Logoman. Jay says that Shine Cat is a paid actor. He buys and puts on phony IG page run by Crooked Kenny. Marketing, baby. I can pull the audio for you if you want. This is great. Keep them coming. But this is the one Source. This is the one. There's been some nice things. Rob G said cards going up. Still think my 52 Mantle is way more valuable than the Logoman. I still think that your 52 Mantle, like, in all honesty, to Rob G, no disrespect, I think your 52 Mantle actually has reduced in value. It probably could have gone up more in value, but it's actually reduced more in value because since you bought that, there's been so many more in the pop report that people have come out of the woodworks. I've got a Mantle and I've got it graded and I sold it. So, in my opinion, like, no, disagree with that. This guy said, yeah, because you own it. That's why it's going to go up. The comments are the best Source. I could see it.
People are ruthless. I love it.
Someone Stacky Gem says, I'll pay 20K for it.
Yeah.
604_cards. Definitely too much hype for all these big cards that get pulled, but I'm sure Shine or someone else will bid this up for the headlines. Source, I'm telling you. Oh, I've hated this card since day one. I'm glad people finally seeing.
No, mate, it's an investment, mate. It's an investment, mate.
It's an asset.
An investment.
Hey,
it's an asset, mate.
You can put your card up for collateral at the Commonwealth Bank. They'll give you the financing.
Yeah, I heard ANZ and NAB Bank do that as well, and Bank of America as well. They'll allow you to take loans out on your cards.
Do you know what an interest rate on a house is, Source? Do you know what an interest rate on the house is? That's just a rhetorical question. Yeah, all right? Because if you were going to get an interest rate on a card for collateral, they'd be asking for fucking 35% a month in return.
You're probably not wrong.
Because they're like, are we actually going to get the money back or no? The bank will literally say 35% a month interest. payments because we need to actually ensure that we get the money back.
I really,
that
Dom, you know what?
or,
I hope some idiot buys it for $5 million plus. I really do.
Oh,
I really, really do.
bro, they bought him Mahomes for 4.4 or whatever it was, the Luca, and 4.2 for the Luca.
Tax write-off. Tax write-off. That's what I'll be yelling.
This is great. Adam says for $7 million you can get Ricky Bobby to tongue punch.
I'm not
He
gonna
also
read that
says
last
Marty
bit,
Sheargold is a fucking peanut. Oh, this is great. Jay says no, it hasn't. Rob has paid X and got millions in free advertising for his businesses. I'm not going to read some of those other ones from Adam. He's just gone off the handle in the comments, to be honest. But I don't know. Source, yeah. I'm with you. I actually want to see it go for $5 million. Is it on there? Is it listed up there at the moment?
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Okay, it'll probably be tomorrow or the next day. But that auction, so keep an eye on it. Put a reminder in your phone. That ends on the 25th of June. The next auction there for Golden. So just keep your tabs on it. But I'm sure that if you come visit us here at Double Coverage, we'll be giving you updates on that card in the lead up to the final sale.
We will.
Because it could get very funny. Next one, Source. And the last one in Hobby Talk. Jay, before we get it up, says there's Le Mans everywhere. Yes, there is. Is this bad boy? I'll zoom in on this one. Value service level available Thursday, June 9th. Exclusive to Collector Club members only. $30 per card, 20 card minimum. From 1996 to 2022 cards only. Declared value limit of $499 and less. It's 120-day estimated turnaround time, which is 4 months. New value orders will be shipped back beginning early fall after the 2021 value orders are shipped. And then Slabstock says they've announced the return of their value service after it's been suspended for over a year. The cards cannot exceed $499. We'll have an estimated 120-day turnaround. Will cost $30 per card. To use this service, you have to buy a PSA membership and submit at least 20 cards, which is 600 USD worth. PSA also states they won't start shipping these back until all 2021 value orders ship back. What are your thoughts on the announcement and parameters?
I really think with this move, they're literally pulling wool over people's eyes. Like, you still got people who have still waiting for over a year for value orders.
I can't
still
wait.
Still waiting.
Slabstock Aaron says still waiting on cards submitted at the end of 2020. Feel like they should have a 20 card limit versus 20 card maximum, so things don't get backed up again. Anyone sending their cards for this service is a clown. PSA are going to put everyone else out of business. Okay, you keep telling yourself that. Just think of all the Mac Jones base getting sent in, said someone. Backlog won't get done until the end of summer, so cards sent in at this service level, I doubt won't get done by any sooner than Jan-Feb 2023. Can you wait 7 to 8 months for your cards with the card market the way it is currently? That's some of the other things. That's BS. I'm still waiting on Feb 2020 bulk subs, clear the backlog, and then this would be great news.
That's what I mean. They're literally kicking collectors and people who sub their cards to PSA straight in the balls. They're kicking them square in the nuts and saying, we don't give a fuck about you. We're just going to open because we need some more money, and send in your cards. And they've still got backlog. It just
Jay says they still have 3.5 million cards in the backlog, 6 to 7 months minimum. He says $30 a card. I don't even know what number that is. Upcharge, good for business. Global says he's still waiting on a sub from November 2020.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a shambles, mate. Good news. This is absolute lemon worthy PSA. You don't give a fuck about your customers. You literally don't.
Is PSA becoming the backyard breaks of the grading industry? Oh. Well, the fact that all of them are in a loop I think it's safe to say we're not in the loop anymore, Source, which is good. So that's why we can speak a lot more freer now. We're freer than we previously did, which was still free. But because we're not in the loop, the fact that they're all in, as I said last week, if I have to say it every week to point it out to people, I don't care if it's the 60 people that listen to this or 150 people that listen to this or 1,000 or one person. But the fact that they're all in bed together, making decisions together for your benefit, when in actual fact it's for their own benefit, is actually laughable. It's genuinely just a pisser. It's so funny. And it's funny that these guys like this. Platinum Standard Graying. Do you know why they like that Source? They liked it because did you see the post that they put out today? I don't know if they commented on this one or somewhere else. They liked it and then they commented and said, oh, yeah, okay, you can wait this long in Australia to get your cards back, or you can just send them to us, which is a grading service, and we'll just get it done for you in quicker time so you can have your cards protected. Yeah. It's funny how, like, the little icon, I just got them on hand. It's funny how that, let me get this off. The fact that this little red thing here, this red thing like that, with that little PSA stamp there, is like 50 times worth the value of a card that has a grade that looks like that. And you know what the difference is, Source? Not much. You know what it is? This, I reckon this label costs more because it looks better. So I'm going to say a 15-cent label difference is the only thing that keeps these apart. And the fact that that's blue and silver and that's white and red. Because plastic feels the same. The slab guard feels the same. The functionality Source is the same. It's got my two cards protected.
But only one of them has one of your cards minted on a blockchain.
Yeah, but even besides that, Source, what I'm trying to say is, like, it's got the same properties. Oh, actually, no, there's two things that are different, Source. Yeah, this one's on the blockchain and actually tells me how I fucking got my grades. And this one,
yeah,
I don't even know how I got a 9.
Subgrades on the back. I like that.
So,
look,
anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, you need to realize that is still going to cost you by the time there's the fee and whatever. It's still going to be about $50 AUD a card. So, you know, for two cards, you could get two cards graded at PSG for that. And also, if your main purpose is to protect the card and keep it safe, then why the fuck would you send it to PSA when they might potentially upcharge you or do some other shady business, which we've heard is going on there at the moment.
I love bringing that comment up. That's very funny.
Oh, wow. That's a good comment. It's pretty funny.
Jay said, oh, no, that was Adam. Jay said he got his December 2020 sub back in June 2021. So that's 7 months. And then his Jan 2021 back in Jan 2022. So 12 months to get that one back. And then Global's still waiting on his November 2020. Still hasn't got it. In all honesty, Source, like, it is what it is. I'll bring this back up just quickly because this number's the only number that counts. Can you see my cursor here? This number here, $30 per card. It's the only number that counts. $30 per card. You know why, Source? Because what was the previous sub price per card?
Yeah, back when value bulk was over, I think it was around $10 to $12 a card.
No, before the bulk came back, how much did you have to pay to, like, sub a card?
I think it was around 70 USD. It was around 90 to 100 AUD.
Yeah. So the reason why I say that's the awesome number brings it back to what you just said then. because the original value sub was around 10 to 15 USD. So that there gives hope to everyone that the backlog's almost gone. We'll get our cards back really quick, and that $30 in 6 months' time, Source, is going to be 15 again or 20, and we can send more cards and send more cards and more cards and more cards. That's all it is. It's good marketing. It is. It gives them the belief that it's all going to get sorted. You're muted. Yeah.
Doma, I don't know. I still think it's a kick in the balls to their collectors, the fact that they're not getting through what they already got. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they really care about their customers.
Lane's the GOAT. Lane has just posted my PSA sub back, 2-month turnaround, $90 a card, $1,000 or less. Declared value, couldn't recommend it more.
Yeah, so this is what I don't understand, right? They still got backlog, but if you pay that little bit more and do the $90 a card option, or which I think is the base option, $1,000 or less, or the second option, and if you go the options up, you are getting your cards back potentially in 4 to 8 weeks, right? And they still have a backlog. Like, I just think it's such a kick in the nuts to the people that use their service. Like, it is.
And it's a slap in the face that, like, it's good for Adam that he got his cards back in 2-month turnaround through Lane, yeah. But it's a slap in the face to people like Global that are still waiting on their cards from 2 years ago. It is the
Yeah.
biggest slap in the. It is an indictment on the company that it's like, oh yeah, we're serving the new customers, but the ones that we're still holding our cards, we haven't even fucking given them any indication when they're getting it back. How is that good business practice? How? Like, that is like some of the, like, honestly, that is some of the worst customer service ever. Genuinely some of the worst customer service ever. But the fact that they command the dollar signs in the hobby, everyone's willing to just let that pass. They don't care. And they're happy to, like, kill every other grading company that's coming up now or try to make a push because of the failures of PSA. They're trying to mask it. Like, if they treated PSA the way that they treat everything else in the hobby, like, dodgy breakers, dodgy bidders, dodgy grading companies, card trimmers, scammers, if the hobby actually treated all those, like, treated PSA the way they treated those, PSA would be literally, Source, a piece of shit in the hobby. It wouldn't even exist. Everyone, you'd mention PSA and everyone would be like, oh, scammers, rauders, you know? But they were like the protected species in the hobby while everything hit the fan. They were actually the protected species.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just, I mean, Doma, we know what it is.
yeah.
It just comes down to that their plastic costs more.
20 cents.
Their plastic piece of plastic costs more than the other piece of plastic
I told you 2 weeks ago that my piece of plastic that I was going to put on the cards was a lot better. All right. And you said we could have made them glow in the dark. And I agree. We can still do that. I might even have to do it one episode. I might have to. No, I'm not doing that. Just imagine I grab one out and I put it on a card.
And it was glow in the dark. You turned the lights off there, just shining pink.
And then I tagged PSA and Nat Turner.
Oh,
that would have been funny. Anyway, Saucy Smoky, do you have one?
No Smoky this week. No Smoky. Haven't really been. Personally, I've just been trying to finish off the AFL blank canvas. Still going there, Doma. I think I've got about 120 of the 198 cards needed. So still just hunting those down. There's a few cheapies going on at eBay. Pick up a couple for about $8, $6 himself, and then not much else. So just I picked up a few nice Arsenal cards for the out of the new Prism EPL set. So I was happy to pick up a color match sucker number to 159. Was a good pickup. So just a couple of small pieces that I've picked up, but nothing in general. I think it's quite difficult to say, give you a smoky in a sense, just because I don't really know where the car market is at. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to have the NFL bump, what everyone talks about. I actually just don't think it will happen. It will happen for like one or two players or three or four players, but we just won't. You won't see what we've seen over the last 2 years. We just won't see that again.
There's harder times ahead for people financially than
Correct.
like
Correct.
it's not going to get good.
The thing, honestly, out of
Quick
all of
after
this
that.
that's gone, the thing that sort of still irritates me is the fact the prices of the boxes have barely dropped in a sense. You know, you still got NFL, football dropping at over $1,000 a box for a hobby box. You know, you got to remember these boxes were $200, $250 and would sit on shelves. So I just don't see how it can be still that expensive, but it is. It is. And I think, a lot of that relevance is because of the breakers out there, but as long as people keep breaking, don't think the box prices will come down.
It's actually pretty cool. Adam says, "Hey boys, got a smoky for you. The Johnny O skateboard, Johnny Knoxville and Steve O auto skateboard limited run looks cool." And I quickly just grabbed one up.
There we
Those
go.
look pretty cool. It's awesome.
Interesting.
Nice piece. Something different.
Yeah, something different.
Tell you what, with some of the comments going out there in the live chat source, oh, I'm telling you, we might have to do what are we doing here?
Oh,
What are we doing
gloating
here
about this,
might actually
man.
have to go live for some episodes.
Oh my god.
Jay says boxes are manipulated like every card. Breakers and gamblers making it hard for collectors. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Look, to an extent, Jay.
to
To
an
an
extent.
extent, if you like, I just think the smarter thing to do is if you want to collect the cards that you like myself, just be savvy, hunt on eBay and pick one off for a single for your collection. Like it just makes no sense to me to open a box, but like it was something that I enjoyed doing. Did open some prestige boxes. Got to drop that video on YouTube, Doma, but it depends on the price of the box. It just makes no sense to me to spend $500 on a box. I've seen a post I think just yesterday, on Facebook. Guy goes, I regretfully opened a WWE Prism box. I think they're still going for around 600 US, 650 US, and he hit 2 autos in there, and between his best hits, he'd be lucky to get back $100 out of that box. And I'm like, you go have a look and you be like, well, you just spent $650 on the box. Think about the card you could have bought out of that set that you wanted. That probably wasn't even $650.
Singles are 100% the way to go. We've said this for such a long time now. Like you pick your favorite card out of the set, and you just buy it, and you'll save a third of the trouble financially than buying the box and not hitting it.
Yeah.
It's like the sure thing or take the gamble to get it. And people keep heading towards the take the gamble because they go, it's a fun thing to rip cards, but not when it's at that price. And then you get disheartened when you open it and you get nothing. It's like, I can't even make my money back. It's like, well, yeah, we know that. People telling you this, but people just like, I know it's fun, but it's not really fun to rip now because it's too expensive to rip. So, yeah.
Mate, even the Oracle says it's too expensive. And even the Oracle
Mate,
has
I'm
been
telling you.
ripping
And
for 20 years, says it's
if the
too
Oracle
expensive.
says it's too expensive to rip, none of you should be ripping. Seriously, none of you should be ripping. But what's James said, and we'll finish up. I was buying CK Blaster boxes off someone in a Facebook group, never hit a blank slate. 6 months later, they came out with the whole set of blank slates. Yeah. Adam Laporte, it ain't G rated. Let's just put it that way.
I think what he means there, because the blank slate's a pretty heavy card, so I think it's one of those situations where you can actually weigh the box and rip the heavier boxes and then sell the other boxes. Because I
Yeah.
know that people were doing that with kabooms in football out of the absolute blasters. They were weighing them and then selling off the rest and keeping the heavier ones because they were the ones that had the kabooms. So
Yeah.
shady business goes on everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It's just it is what it is, and you probably reflect on that now, James, and go, well, just better off just buying the blank slate that I want.
You're on the money, Global. He goes, but if these people that buy and break these boxes, we wouldn't have the singles. That's why we're saying to people that listen to this show not to rip boxes. Not in general. People can go do what they want. We're trying to rip boxes that are affordable, but stupid price boxes. Don't like that Mosaic Serie A box. If you're into soccer, it's a good price. We went and bought Mosaic Euro boxes, Sauce and I. Fun rip.
Yeah.
It was cheap.
That's
it was
right.
A fun rip. I didn't get anything. Sauce hit the Lewandowski order in his.
Yeah, I got a Lewandowski
order. It was good fun.
So,
but
I think we only went. They were only about $170 or something. Those boxes.
Nah,
so I mean,
140. I think we paid for it.
Yeah, there you go. So it was under $150. It was you got to weigh up what you're actually ripping. I can't fathom the people that drop $1,000 on a hobby box, $1,000 plus. I just can't fathom it.
Yeah, the odds are truly not in your favor. So, unfortunately, but that's what it is in the end of the day. All right, Sauce. Quick another plug. If you haven't got TikTok, sign up to TikTok and go follow Double Coverage on TikTok. If that's the only thing that you follow, you won't be disappointed. Some good stuff on there. Go check it out. Drop a sub to the YouTube if you haven't already. And please share the YouTube. We're trying to get it to 1,000. It was our goal to get to 1,000 subs. It is struggling to get there. I don't think we're going to get there, Sauce.
I don't think we're going to get there, but we've still got 6 months to go. So I mean, we'll keep pushing.
Yeah, if people want to start chats in Discord, by all means, go for it. We're happy to respond. Whoever wants to do that, I might even have to start putting the links to the TikToks in the Discord. Maybe get people to jump in that way.
Yeah, possibly, mate. I might. You know what? I might be able to somehow connect a little bot up that every
TikTok
time we post a Discord, it puts a post in our Discord to say that we've posted a new TikTok.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Mate, it's good content at the moment. And we'll finish on a really good note. We are lucky that we have AFL boxes to rip. Completely agree,
yep.
Alex.
Agree.
Completely.
It's one of the last sort of things that hasn't really. I mean, they do when they get all bought up, and then they on the resale side of things. But if you're quick enough off select, you can still get boxes.
Jay wants to know if we're down for tonight's Sauce on the Discord.
Oh, look, Jay.
But Jay, if we get on, it's an hour max.
Yeah, because we know it could end up. We could end up in the wee hours like last time.
I want to go to bed and I want to get up in the morning to go to work and not be tired after
going not swerving off the road.
You're exactly right. Isn't TikTok where all the SJs are? Anyway, there's too many good comments. We're going to love you and leave you. It's myself, Dom, with the Great Man Sauce. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport. Double Coverage. Peace.
Peace. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double Curve.